Hello everybody, how are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Today we are going to talk about grammar. Our objectives today, number one, how to use the expressions of quantity. Number two, to differentiate between count and non-count nouns. Let's start, please. Expressions of quantity. Expressions of quantity: a few, a little, a lot of, much, many, and enough. Again, please. A few, a little, a lot of, much, many, and enough. Expressions of quantity divides into two main parts. The first one, count. The second one, non-count. Let's start with count. For example, I eat a few carrots. I eat many vegetables. How many bananas do you eat? Notice here that we use a few, many, and how many to talk about count nouns. The second one, non-count. For example, I eat a little seafood. I don't eat much bread. How much milk do you drink? Here we use a little, much, and how much to describe non-count. Let's start again with the count. Notice here we use a few, because we have carrots. Carrots is countable noun, so we use a few. I eat many vegetables. I eat many vegetables. Vegetables is countable noun, so we use many. How many bananas do you eat? How many bananas do you eat? Here we use how many because we have bananas. Bananas is countable noun. Let's move to non-count noun. I eat a little seafood. I eat a little seafood. Here we use a little because we have seafood. Seafood is non-count noun. I don't eat much bread. I don't eat much bread. Here we have bread. Bread is non-count noun, so we use much. How much milk do you drink? How much milk do you drink? Here we have milk. Milk, as I told you, is non-count noun, so we use how much. So we use a few, many, and how many with countable nouns, and we use a little, much, how much with non-count nouns. Use a lot of and enough for both count and non-count nouns. Let me explain. Here we can use a lot of and enough to describe both countable and non-countable. For example, I eat a lot of eggs, but I don't eat a lot of bread. Notice here that we use a lot of with eggs. Eggs is countable noun. And we use a lot of with bread. Bread is non-count nouns. So I can use a lot of with both count and non-count noun. And we have also enough that I can use enough with count and non-count noun. Pronouns: something, anything, and nothing. Again, please. Pronouns: something, anything, and nothing. For example, I have something for lunch. I have something for lunch. I don't have anything for lunch. I don't have anything for lunch. I have nothing for lunch. I have nothing for lunch. Sequence words. Sequence words. First, then, after that, finally. First, then, after that, finally. We can use sequence words to order events. For example, first you mix the flour and the eggs. Then you add a little butter. After that, you put in a teaspoon of baking powder. Finally, you let it rise. So here we order the events or the steps by using first, then, after that, finally. Exercise number 1. Complete the sentences with something, anything, and nothing. Something, anything, nothing. Number 1. You're a good cook. You always have space delicious for dinner. Here we use what? We use something, anything, or nothing. Excellent. We use something delicious for dinner. Number 2. The refrigerator is empty. There is space to eat in here. There is anything or nothing. Excellent. There is nothing to eat in here. Number 3. I haven't made anything special for supper. Make yourself a sandwich. Here we use anything. Number 4. There is space better than a nice cup of coffee after a meal. So there is something, anything, or nothing. There is. Excellent. There is nothing better than a nice cup of coffee after a meal. Exercise number 2. Complete the recipe. Use after, before, twice, first, finally, and then also twice. So here we use before and then twice, 2 times. To start, here we have the words after, before, first, finally, and then. Here we have the recipe. Number 1, space, you start, check that you have all the ingredients. So here we use, excellent, we use before you start, check that you have all the ingredients. Number 2, space, put 3 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 3 teaspoons of baking powder into a bowl. Here we use, is it before, finally, or first? No, not finally, because I can use finally just at the end of the paragraph. So we use, excellent, we use first. First, put 3 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 3 teaspoons of baking powder into a bowl. Number 3, space, add half a cup of milk, 1 tablespoon of margarine and 1 egg to the ingredients in the bowl. So here we use excellent. We use then add half a cup of milk, 1 tablespoon of margarine, and 1 egg to the ingredients in the bowl. And mix them well to make the dough. Number 4, space. You have made the dough. Let it stand for about 30 minutes. So here we use excellent. We use after. After you have made the dough, let it stand for about 30 minutes. Number 5, space. You spread the dough. Make sure it has risen enough. So here we use excellent. We use before excellent. Number 6, space. Spread it evenly on the pan using your fingers. Space. Spread it evenly on the pan using your fingers. Here we use excellent. We use then, and the last one is finally. Excellent, because I told you that we use finally at the end of the paragraph.